One. Hello and welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for Virgo. I'm Jamie Kale Miller, and with me is,
Hey guys, I'm Julia Mikas.
well, hey Virgo. Let's see what's happening for you this month. There's some great news in the realm of relationships. Juno is traveling along through your first house all month. Juno, of course, is the goddess of committed relationship and partnerships of all kinds. So she can bring bennies when it comes to business partnerships as well as personal ones. So you really might be identifying with your partnership and just wanting to be the best partner that you can. Now, one caution that I have for you, Virgo, is that you do tend to be somewhat self-critical. And so don't serve your partner too much. Don't pick on your own self to benefit your partner this month. So a bit of a caution there. But if you're single, you should be pretty attractive to a relationship that could be serious, that could actually go somewhere. Now, another piece of news is that in the first week of the month, Saturn, which is traveling your seventh house this year, is going to turn direct. And this is really great news, partially because Saturn's going to be in this house for about 2.5 years total. And he's really just started here in 2023. And this is Saturn's favorite house to be in. Now, that's because Saturn is the judge who disciplines us and brings structure to our life. And the seventh house is a house that's ruled by Venus. It's a house of reason and fairness and justice and balance. So Saturn loves to be here and will be training you about relationships for the next 2.5 years. And going direct is the best news of all, because if you feel like your relationships have been a little bit stuck for the last few months while Saturn was retrograde, well, that stuff should come unstuck after the first week of the month when Saturn goes direct. Hey, Julia, what's the news of career and finance for the Virgos out there?
Well, Virgo, career this month might be a little bit crunchy. I'm always going to be honest with you.
Mm.
Now, your career house is Gemini, and that means it's ruled by Mercury. So Mercury this month is in the sign of Sagittarius. It's not Mercury's favorite sign to be in. It's also located in the fourth house. So maybe not a time to shine at the job because the fourth house is underneath the Earth's surface. It's a little bit invisible.
Mm.
You're very good, Virgo, at being, constructively critical about things. Mercury and Sagittarius can kind of be a little blunt sometimes. So be a little extra cautious if you're giving criticisms at work that you're not putting your foot in your mouth, because that can sometimes happen with Mercury and Sagittarius, and it does rule that 10th house. So try to be as constructive in your criticisms instead of destructive criticisms if possible.
Mm.
Jamie had just mentioned that Saturn is in the 7th house and moving direct, and that also can affect career. It is a career planet. So this is really a fabulous time if you're thinking of solidifying or even starting any business partnerships. Saturn is a very business oriented sign. And even though we think of the 7th house as being a romantic house, it's also a partnership house. So you can solidify those partners or maybe start a new, very practical partnership in the coming months while Saturn is direct here. I think that would be pretty beneficial. Then at the end of the month, a full moon in your 10th house of career. So by the end of the month, you're going to be finishing up some project at your job. You're going to be putting tying it up and putting a bow on it. It is a full moon. They can be a little emotional, but it'll be nice to see that project kind of come to a close finally by the end of the month. And
Mm.
then I do want to mention a few things about finance. Some better news in this department. Venus is in your 2nd house. This is the house of your income. It's also the house of your possessions. Venus is a luck planet that attracts things to her. So she's going to go into your 2nd after the first week of the month. So in there most of the month. Venus in the 2nd means that you can attract a little more money to you. Maybe it also means that you just get better stuff into your life. Venus ruled stuff could be things that give you pleasure, luxury objects, beauty things, clothing, for example. But you're going to really revel in your stuff this month. Now, Ceres, which is the asteroid of money, is in the sign of its detriment in Scorpio in your 3rd house. Now, Scorpio is more about shared finance, investments, loans, mortgages. Those things might be on your mind as well because it's in the 3rd house. And you might be overly worrying about things, not really taking a lot of action on them, but just being a little, preoccupied with them, worrying about them a little bit too much. So, give yourself a break from that and just kind of focus on Venus in your 2nd, which might be ways of expanding your income in some fashion that supports you better in this world.
Mm. Well, that's all for today. If you enjoyed this horoscope, please do like it, subscribe to our channel, and tell your friends all about us.
And you can find us at our website, pandoraastrology.com, to get a reading with one of us, and also find us on Patreon for workshops and classes. And we'll see you around the cosmos.
Bye-bye.